There are many articles about recent increases in rents. This article, for instance, states that landlords use their rising buy-to-let mortgage costs as an excuse to ramp up rents. Or this article states we still don't really understand why the rent is going up. Similar examples in the media, regardless of the political tendency of a respective newspaper. So is it greed or not? That's the question. So we try to answer this using data. Data, not feelings. I provide the links to data sources down in the description if you want to explore the data yourself. These articles miss an important issue related to buy-to-let mortgages. If you want to remortgage a buy-to-let, BTL in short, banks apply lending criteria. Lenders typically require income to cover 125 to 145% of mortgage payments. Payments include the interest component, but also repayments, usually based on a 25-year term, even if it's an interest-only mortgage. So if interest rates go up, landlords have to increase rents to be able to remortgage their properties, otherwise they do not make lending criteria. Let's look at the data in a bit more detail. So first I explored rents. So this table shows the average rent index in various regions from January 2005 to May 2023. Over the longer term, average increases are between 1.43% to 2.3% per year. They do not look insane. However, these are only averages, so one needs to be a little bit more careful. Moreover, in the last months, you see an acceleration of the increase to around about 4% per year. Of course, we also have to look at income. It is usually useful to explore the average and the median. The latter is less affected by income inequality. The average income grew by 0.42% per year, whereas the median income grew by 0.63% per year. Again, this refers to the period since 2005. Obviously, in real terms, income growth was not sufficient to compensate for higher rents. Moreover, it is interesting to note that the median increased more than the mean. So the argument about income inequality increasing in this period needs to be challenged a little bit further. So when you argue that rents increase because of lending criteria of BTL mortgages, it of course is also related to the question how many properties are actually having a mortgage. Now the following data is based on the landlords survey. 57% of landlords had a buy-to-let mortgage, but 38% had no debt or borrowing. So it is true that not all properties which are in the rental market are mortgaged. However, rental prices are determined by supply and demand. Hence, an exposure affecting 57% of landlords is more than sufficient to shift the supply curve. In the end, we observe an expected response to tighter monetary policy. Higher interest rates are driven by the Bank of England's rate increases to address inflation. The consequences are higher mortgage payments for homeowners and higher rents. The latter is driven by lending criteria that affect mortgaged buy-to-let properties. In the end, the intention is to reduce demand, which in turn should limit inflation. So in a way, things just move in the right direction. It is best to be honest. Pain is needed to slow down inflation. Helping people as demanded in various newspaper articles means more spending by the state, which obviously make it harder to reduce inflation. In summary, fiscal policy is to lose. We need to suffer to reduce inflation. Best to be honest about it. So let's care about data and not feelings.